brought to you by Penguin.
The Trouble with Mrs. Montgomery Hurst by Katie Lumsden, read by Olivia Vinall. For Mary Rose, who loved books. Volume 1, July 1841. Chapter 1, in which the Ashpoint family prepare for a ball. Throughout the noble county of Wickenshire, there were many households in which order reigned. There were families who dressed neatly and quickly, who were ready to depart in good time for any social occasion. There were homes where the corridors were free from clutter, where quiet prevailed, where the occupants were capable of assuming their best finery without descending into utter chaos. The Ashpoint household was not one of these. They were due to leave for Lady Wickford's ball in 20 minutes, and everything was still in disarray. Amelia Ashpoint, 23, wearing pink muslin with bad grace, was standing in front of the large mirror in her sitting room while her maid redid her hair. It was hard to stay still, hard not to turn her head towards the events unfolding in the corridor. The door opposite hers led to her brother Diggory's bedroom, and this, too, stood open. Diggory, 1 year Amelia's senior, rarely acting it, was half out of the room, half in. His shoes were very shiny. His hair was very shiny. His black silk waistcoat was very shiny. He was currently being pelted by a range of shiny cravats, launched as cannonballs from a slingshot by the youngest Ashpoint child. Diggory had clearly made the mistake of asking Laurie, 10 years old, bent on mischief, which cravat he ought to wear. Amelia spluttered with laughter as a striped cravat hit Diggory's carefully combed hair and undid all his hard work. Her maid tutted and made her look straight at the mirror once more. This was Amelia's second outfit of the evening, for she had managed to tear her first gown a quarter of an hour since, and the floor was a sea of rejected dresses and spurned petticoats. From further down the corridor, she could hear the raised voices of the 2 last members of her family. Her younger sister, Ada, 15 years old, forever wishing she were older, had thrown herself down on the carpet and was sobbing heartily, while their father attempted, ineffectually, to comfort her. "Come, my dear," Mr. Ashpoint was saying, "dry your eyes. Do not wish your life away. You will be old enough in time." "It's not fair," Ada shouted back. "Why can't I go to the ball, Papa? Some girls of 15 are out already. To say I must wait until 17 is torture and cruelty of the very worst kind. And there is no use saying it can be earlier if Amelia gets married, because you have been talking about Mr. Hurst for a year now, and Amelia is still not engaged." "Well now, Ada," replied her father, "we are all very hopeful that Mr. Hurst—" He was cut off by a shout from Diggory as one of Laurie's missiles hit him in the face. "Laurie!" cried Mr. Ashpoint, but his youngest child had already armed himself once more. "Laurie, put that down. No, Laurie!" Back in her sitting room, Amelia rolled her eyes. Her maid had finished her hair now and stood back, contemplating the result with a mixture of pride and resignation, as though she were quite aware that Amelia would ruin it within the hour. "Thank you, Bella." "Ought I to go and tell the coachman to expect a long wait?" As Amelia glanced out into the corridor, a balled-up cravat sailed past her door. "Probably best," she replied. The maid headed for the stairs, avoiding the mess of strewn clothing and stepping gingerly over Ada's prone form. Amelia followed her. She stood in the corridor, watching Laurie giggle as he threw socks at Diggory. He had now run out of cravats. Watching Ada weep, watching her father rub her back and make faint soothing noises. This was all a great deal more entertaining than a ball. Then her father glanced up at her with anxious, helpless eyes, and Amelia sighed. Something must be done. She stepped quickly forwards, grabbed Laurie's slingshot and tossed it into her bedroom, then lifted her little brother up under the armpits and carried him bodily down the corridor. She was...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?